who are they going to turn to? Who can give them that help and advice, that financial support, that guidance that they so critically need? And it's not only for age 18, it's 19, 20, and even older as they make some critical decisions for themselves.
Just thinking about where I'm supposed to live, what I'm supposed to do, like how am I supposed to apply for medical or housing, stuff like that. But I think I'm one of the more fortunate ones where I'm able to live with my foster parents and my daughter in the same home.
Amidst all the pressure, I managed to keep my head up, even though at times I wanted to give up because I was fed up. Throughout my journey through my AAS, honestly thought I was gonna fall on my ASS, and my BA was BS, because the only thing I was exposed to was to see stress and be depressed. My message to the youth out there is to reach out, because someone else out there cares for you and wants to reach out and help you attain the goal that's possible, keep you out of the jail county, it will keep you out of the hospital. Anything in this world is possible and imaginable. Just keep your head up.
When you're in foster care, it's like, especially when you're alone, you're not living with anyone you know, it's like you're kind of lost.
And a lot of the homes that I were placed in, very adamant about making sure that you knew that you weren't a part of their family. Like, you just weren't included in things, and they were just like you had a disease or something.
Not letting my friends know I was in foster care, maybe the stigma that comes with being a foster child. Well, your parents are not there, nobody loves you.
It was in the foster home where I got hit. In the beginning, it seemed like a good place to be until they started hitting us and sending us out to go and fundraise candy for no apparent reason and just lie to people. So I did that for a good 4 years.
I would say the toughest thing about being in care was not having frequent contact with my siblings or my family. Well, our social worker felt like it was unbeneficial for us to be placed together or have contact with one another or even know about each other's whereabouts. So we oftentimes ran away, and we lived on the beach every time we ran away so that we could just be together.
I guess like growing up around drugs and not having that stable family, and then going into foster care and being labeled as that foster child, and I always just wanted to have a regular family. You know, like I would pray like, oh God, can you just give me a family that loves me and that's gonna take care of me and stuff. So
the foster families that I went through, a lot of them are good foster families, and they helped me a lot even though I was stubborn. My social workers and my brothers.
Just being placed with my brother. When I needed him, he was always there. He knew what I was going through. I always just had him by my side. You know, we took care of each other.
You know, friends and foster brothers and sisters, you know, also helped along the way because they could relate to you and you could relate to them.
I'm one of the more fortunate ones where I'm able to live with my foster parents and my daughter in the same home.
For me, the only reason why I survived was because of the grace of God. I can really say that I don't care what anybody says who says this, there is a God.
The hardest part for me was leaving my emotions, the pain, you know, the pain that you have while you were in there, or the things that you went through.
Not having a steady support system, not having a stable life or a routine kind of life, not having, your foster parents or their state, your worker, or whatever it is, not having them prepare you for the freedom that you're gonna be overcome with. I did not know anything about anything.
Not knowing what resources were available to me, I didn't know what to do with myself, so I stayed in a very crazy situation just because I felt like I had no other choice.
The hardest thing for me was just that proper guidance on school, academic-wise. What school are you going to? Do you know that you have these funds available?
It's a very frightening experience. Without adequate shelter and family connection or adult in your life that's trustworthy, you start going downhill from there.
After I turned 18, I was living on the beach, waiting for my financial aid to kick in so that way I can, go to school and get my house and, my living arrangements set. 4 days before my financial aid came in, which is about 10 grand, I got arrested and went to jail. It forces you to handle those adversities, and after jail came drugs, after drugs came treatment, after treatment came college, and now I'm graduating.
Do your job and don't just do your job like it's just a job, Do your job as in like you actually care. Do it with your heart. Like you really want to help the kid or the kids who's in foster home,
Stable housing, to probably have subsidized housing. While we're in care, we should have frequent contact with our siblings, because that's like a sense of permanency, which will help us succeed later on in life.
Youth have to know what's coming.
I needed somebody to help me with things like I did not understand, like funding for school. What do I do to get medical?
I feel that these youth need to be aware of what is happening, what resources are available to them.
Building that strong support system as they leave.
Have a plan and to know exactly what they're going to do, exactly where they're going to stay.
My hope and my prayer working with the youths and the families is to be someone that brings them hope and the possibility of dreaming for their future, whether it's through linking them with resources or with a family, just someone that's there for the youth through the challenges that life brings.
The very essence of our role is to represent, protect, and advocate for the best interests of the child. And that really is our primary focus.
The most important part that I feel for me and my husband is we want to see the youth succeed.
Well, I think the most important part is making sure that we get it right, and children who can be safely returned to their parents, no matter what age, can do so. My job, I feel, is to get that right. Make sure that kids are safely returned to their families, and if they can't be, to be able to find them another forever family that they can be nurtured and loved and safely transition into adulthood and be contributing members of our community and society.
One of the more difficult challenges that I've been experiencing is to get the youth and their parents to recognize and buy into what is in that child's best interest.
I think the toughest part is having to make the tough decisions that it's gonna be painful for everyone, but it's the only decision that you can make. It's the right thing to do, but
I think one of the things that makes me worry the most is when older foster children don't have necessarily a family that they can transition into adulthood with.
One of our greatest concerns whenever any youth ages out of their case is wondering whether that child is prepared for that event or not. What I like to do is early preparation. That is, through various resources such as youth circles, we can begin planning the child's future.
Well, I think it's critical for us to try our best to get foster kids to come to court. I mean, it's their case, so they should know what's going on with their case.
When they leave foster care, that they would have the support that they need, practical support, emotional support, financial support.
That we need to try to get them into families. We need to try to get them, hopefully with the family finding efforts by the Department of Human Services, that we can identify and find some biological family that can provide that love and nurturing, and if not, to find a family to be able to provide that type of nurturing and foundation, shelter, example setting, all of that would help any youth, but especially our foster youth.
I really would like to see more of a team with the kids transitioning out. I know you got the IOP workers and you got the Epic Ohana and everything, but I think there should be more consistency, following up that things are getting done.
I fear the most for foster kids because I can't help but think of that specific issue when I'm about to close out a foster child's case and they're about to age out. Who are they going to turn to, and who can give them that help and advice, that financial support, that guidance that they so critically need? And it's not only for age 18, it's 19, 20, and even older as they make some critical decisions for themselves.
Don't be afraid to let people into your life.
There's a lot of help out there. Ask and it'll be there for you.
There's always something to look forward to.
Go for your ultimate goal, that when you were a child and you thought about becoming an astronaut or you thought about becoming a judge, lawyer, doctor, whatever, go for that goal and just realize that the support is there for you to achieve.
You need to be strong for yourself. Nobody is going to do it for you. You need to do it for yourself.
Find somebody to love you for you.
Make the next right choice, and the choice after that will be that much easier.
Find your purpose, find your cause.
It doesn't matter where you come from, it's where you're going. Progress can be made. It all depends on you. It all comes from the inside. You control your destiny.
Well, I've been advocating for foster youth in Hawaii for the past year and a half, and I will continue to advocate for things that some of the issues we face upon aging out, such as medical, housing, employment, education. So that's my commitment. I will continue to advocate.
I've done Project Visitation Camp, which was a program for young youth, siblings that are in different homes.
Committing to the university aspect of youth in college, and my goal is to have a space at the colleges for foster youth, former foster youth who are in college.
I will continue to keep doing what I've been doing and striving to do. I will still continue to bang my head against the wall for that youth to succeed.
I plan to take my own advice about being more proactive as well as collaborating more closely with my youth.
Well, I think I will commit to continue to support these programs, to continue to advocate for service providers to do their best and to do their jobs, and to continue to be involved in these causes. I think I love the collaborative model that we have with everybody working together, including the older foster youth. And I think we have to keep it going. We can never lose track of why we're doing this work and how important this work is for our foster children.